Hello and welcome to your Monday Minute with Pastor Matt. Hope you're having a great Monday and that you are excited about the week that you have ahead. Want to bring a verse to you out of 1 Kings chapter 18. And I don't know about you, I'm one of those, I love the Old Testament. I love seeing God work through time and how He is intricately involved in the life of the believer. And we can see that. We see God's nature and attributes in the Old Testament. And so in 1 Kings 18, I want to set the stage for you. You have the worship of Baal, the pagan gods, or the pagan god. The people are trying to worship this pagan god and call down fire. And I love it because in this passage, it cracks me up what must have been going on. You have Elijah and he's there and he's telling the Israelites, he's telling them, go ahead and call down fire. Matter of fact, your God can't hear you, so scream a little bit louder. Maybe he's asleep. Maybe he's gone on a trip. And he's mocking them as they try to attempt to call down fire for hours upon hours. And I love it as you near the end of chapter 18, you have where in verse 36, I want to give you this. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice. Now, all day they've been going at this now. That Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. We see now, if we go down a few verses, then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, the stone, the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. That's one of my favorite verses. Verse number 39, and when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, the Lord, He is the God. The Lord, He is the God. And I tell you all of that because I want to share this with you now. This all happened because Elijah was obedient to God. What is it that your lack of obedience is keeping God from doing through you? I want to challenge you this week. Examine yourself. Pray. Seek the face of God. Ask Him, Lord, what is it that you would do through me if I would just be obedient to you? And on the flip side of that, if you're being obedient to God, I want you to watch as God does amazing things through you. And we serve an amazing God. We've watched Him do amazing things. And I believe at this moment in time, in our lifetime, for our generation, we are at a pivotal crossroad. Are we going to be obedient to God and follow Him, or are we going to follow man? Are we going to follow government? Are we going to do what the government says and rely just on them? Or are we going to be obedient to God no matter what the consequences may be? And I want to challenge you this week. I would rather serve God than man. I'd rather be obedient to God than man. I will one day, at the end of my life, when I take my last breath, when I stand before the throne of God, I will give an account to Him, not to the government, not to man, but to God and God alone. So I want to challenge you this week. Who are you being obedient to? I love you. Don't forget, catch Pastor Will on Wednesday for your Wisdom Wednesdays, and then Pastor on Friday for Focus Friday. We love you. We'll see you next week.